campaign to say
kuye papa gidi nyamidimu ahobrasimu a anope ye before fidie so chia yura ken any team ken the whole nation baby bia obi awa oye adwuma tutu nyoma ye to face 31st January ne ma nyina mo ekoye and they say aka 3 constituencies were Greater Accra na ye the Accra de na bewi, and then he moved to Central Region to do the last 8.
So what has been the message to delegates here Ekotuaba Bawumia and Adwoa 31st January 2026?
Young for delegates, for his message has been very consistent. Jobs. And inconsistency been from day one. Yura edin muje akensi morning nianum and na kan no. He has been very focused on job creation, industrializing Ghana, empowering the base to get jobs. Inte no em say e kan akoma delegates ni bebre no seven prebiasa won sako wano and as wo bibia wo ye wo koba and the dignity e de ba wabrabo. Inte o nyina eboje so eje Nensempa ne de rono esomuye se nyame ye nadom na se wonya akwanya na enyumo ono ankasa owo bi dada. So his message is not policy statement, it's pragmatism. Maye weida menya akwanya na metremu me di beka ho meye ni say so etasum enye theory, it's practical. And his message is focused, centered on job creation.
So, Kennedy, or where message or them NPP delegates?
Yes, and by extension.
To the Omani,
yes, because if you're Timo pay Jumano or you're gonna need it.
Eti okwabula so be first jobs no aba.
Very good. Industrialization. So obono na kwenya ne prabobo ye nyina district bia na se constituency bia obekono ye dey sanu elementary school na dey show and tell okwa ohwe nduma any resources ewo ho me mefa me micro for example enzema ye kube into oba enzema no we dey me ba me di bibre o na we yi nyoma ye dey value eka ho a ebema enuma aba ewo area ade o ofa western regional ye wo kube ye wo gold ye wo cocoa in a district. Okay, what about coconut? A day any they come one 60 years we've been exporting raw material into kube ye dey toothpaste into see be factory keto wa ha delegates egu hey ye ntumi nye say adwuma we bi we nye degree ni MBA ni PhD ni hwan. It is just learning the process. And I'm a China. I full or he full plane we are advocating for value and raw material na ye wono. And enye bibi o kanu to say abstract bi o oba ukromo say ha sege yen toast yen process in toast yen tomato juice yen tomato paste yen nti it is resonating with the grassroots. Because I did you can touch, you can feel. And no message na ye wa rishimu say o my money na ade da yakoma so. When says unemployment, youth unemployment, and I'm 14%. I might be about ye na for mu de but to tackle it from the base, add value to your raw material and create jobs.
And yet one district, one factory na Musadebe.
Well, it's from Nkrumah Breso. It was the same, work and happiness, farming, agro-processing. So it just, his vision is properly defining and adding revenue na ebebano from that industry. The same nomenclature of one district, one factory. He is saying, I want to industrialize. He will have a different name, branded different, but whatever it is, it's adding value. So you did BB Ebeka product now the nomenclature does not really bring the job. Say one district, one factory, one job, one cause. No, yeah, the juma eba obo tano what clay or ceramics ubetry plates ubetry mugs but just say refine or be exporting. So he identifies maybe ebekobia DH baby am kokoko bia ye fa no say yaba ukrom o di kan ya research oni ma dia ewo ti se bodwo as central banking nyoma otumi dia banking eye no efa no Now, Oko hospital as alcohol now.
Yeah.
If you ban him, and see a crack. We have the added advantage. What's ye now? As a kawakuma, and one will say, you ready? It is a minor man. Okay. Obit me aboa. It's
an honor Kennedy Agyapong Quenya Ebeye Mampeni. Finally, from transition from MPP flag bearer to
the president.
How long the Betekino to implement this?
Well, he's already got the blueprint. So you're looking at between get-go on what's the speed or the Ghana Bekono. I don't want to commit myself to numbers, but when you're with them, within 3 to 6 months, I'm sure you can easily replicate, because already now we're lining up, and there is already a manifesto in-house. Say, Kube, yebeko akofa machines, efi amanone, ediabesiwo to process kube. It shouldn't take much. How long would a ship take to bring an equipment? Inti sa nyomano, wajin wudada ewo dem. Ayana ye street jacket. Comments and concepts be I'll be do one and I say what can say 100 days away and I went to me and no my politicians no in your assam. The gentleman is seeking a mandate. You Kennedy is a meba muma mi akwenya me the enuma beba. Timeline no started with 31st January. Give me the mandate. Another 2-3 years to campaign to secure power, to regroup the party. Yen come Yanko akensi ni yira mahama nyame adoma constitution omo respect owie ne akensi we ya won kobio omo ebenya 208 di nyaye no succession plan no no so chaotic kakra beba ho it is an opportune time for MPP to make inroads ono no se meba I will add value to whatever resources is in your area why identification in your blueprint at all. He's just waiting for the money.
So, he's just waiting for the money. Honorable Kennedy Agyapong preside the brewery. Dear the money unique until delegate Besha Sodiakase Metua Badia Kennedy Agyapong.
Anyone mention? Number one, his practical approach to governance. We maye bi pen. Meba meye untumini nechinye okotema wo fish processing plant. Oh, it's functioning.
The fish processing plant.
Coastal, the largest in West Africa. It's functioning.
The largest coastal in West Africa. It's functioning. Okay.
Yes. The Ashanti steel plant
okay.
But a lot of his companies are functioning. And it's good delegates and over 7,000 people are working. Ashama heya ensure wonum ni dey no bottle na ye di nsuo no gum no he has a functioning factory. It's working.
Okay.
Yes. Into Mr. Akwesu the show and tell the oya dey nka mo family na ye nko hwe na che say ma demystify enye no kre. It is functioning. People are working. The okọ rounds delegate no mo yeyi e kire o mo factory we na he into obi a was it meto boabon it's practical. That's the first one. Number two, he has the goodwill of the grassroots. And when the Nipano does many will say in prediasa your mammy and said your walk a chronomono our page money mano our no Kennedy Nikasana wakano a resonatino one maginato. And the third one, he will not tolerate chronism, nepotism, as he tells it like it is. So, Kennedy will be the first leader of Kofi without any, and that is the leadership of Ghana for INN for straight. Those are the three things. He will not tolerate. No. And that, for me, is the kind of leadership
that you want to Kennedy Bar or may appoint family and friends.
No, so no, I'm crying. I'm afraid more dance here, and a bit of Kennedy
Bar own your family and friend.
And he has said it over. You can mark today, 12th of January.
Better possible.
What's it?
Better possible.
Understand there.
So on to me fan down for cry into government.
Down for is not family. We are down for. You go home.
Okay, so the that family and friend might have a role, but performance
exactly. But it does not. He does not want family and friend. There are 35 million people in this country. But I'm your family. I'm not family. Yeah, but I'm not family. And I'm not doing campaign because of a job. I am not family. And so it is not about me. Or no the principle, then they say, wo akwesi, ekra na no didi.
Okay.
And I had coconut factory, I shall say.
Okay.
And I went to me see that day in our coffee. And you need a leader who's bold enough to say it like that. Baby, no, yes, MP kakra idi. Oh, if you na yachi will be na police for afre. Also your party bow. Now you see that kind of attitude, you know.
Okay.
And then also so. If you are wrong, you are wrong.
What kind of leader na MPP here for 2028 election?
A bold, pragmatic, and courageous leader. A bold, pragmatic, and courageous leader. Very simple. A bold. Na fine idea Juma Bebreo. Akwesi. Obi aye fine until you are tested in fire. We need jobs. And we need a solution-oriented leader. Yes, omo ye no bia gina esefata. Me no de mehu ewo Yewura Kennedy mono and say or you practical or you cold, but he's bold, courageous, and he will not tolerate family and friends. Waka and not be adwuma so. So kaya wa colleague na adwuma abranti bi adwuma no 2023 abato no mu o kaka nsem bia Yewura Kennedy ani anjo efa. One of the contests, he was fired on that same day. That is the kind of principled leader. Oh, mine here. Obia okano kre. Okano kre bebriana is he doesn't want to sugarcoat anything. His attributes are me. Many just a Ghana junction. You know. Yet obia obetumi a practical leadership. Obetumi a jumaba. Obetumi so akan mi panabom. Be mo wanye ni ya he will reprimand you instantly. And that is what Ghana needs. Yemfa baby a edano ento. Yes. Me makuma munfiso yenya Ghana okay. When you kakra Rollins ba foforo no. No sa even say no de we need tune kan na ku bia nka ho but he has that favor. Sa yemfa to baby o say de to no. Ghana needs that. So President
Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. People want to say the temperament crying, and to have a president here and China and the board food. This is what I'm for.
That's the perception. Yeah.
Ubere timene umpukra aye juma to reason and build a nation.
Akwesi no pay me room na ojina.
Yeah.
Energy na wo de kan. Galamsey wasam no. That is the temperament you exhibited. And to no say adwuma wuntumi. When you are passionate about a cause, you have exhibition of temperament. And pay ya me compliment you cry say, hey, energy I would de kasa about Galamsey no. We obi a onimu on share with us, hey. Ada kwesi okikamu za ada ni buefu ana ese da bia branche onya calm kasa we don't me fa nyina kwesi twum radio yi so ni TV so. That is the perception. Yewura Kennedy. Time na wo ebo MPP for. Nim say wo call BNI kodemu. Time na ye pam MPP for. Time na ye pe okendi for okudini. Ama na bedi ani makabia bwa party no. The temperament was applauded. Uye bia no pe ya. Does that make you a bad person? Say ade e shewo before. Now, look at how you spoke about Galamsey. Does that make you Yewura so what temperament? It's because you were passionate about the cause, the issue. Yewura Kennedy, look through his life and his fight for this party. Muhaya, studio haya, one o mangene. One a candidate now or to be man say, when him say buflu, to say na mo yeno. O pie kwa bontia. It is the situation that demands that kind of leadership. And no Ghana no yem penu krena odi pie no, it makes people uncomfortable. But when you have a leader who disrupts the status quo, it just owadipa.
This is what the Kennedy Agyapong as MPP flag bearer. Also the Kennedy Agyapong as MPP flag bearer. Na say MPP crab tip crack of match and say munya 2024.
Na nipa no won ko bi da. Waha, we dey just me Judy, we research. One could be that 37% plus. One could be the starting campaign 90 days. One could be that no time no. I mean there's a Martina Parliament. We had a 3-line whip. MC, DC, ministers, CEO, OBR, directed to follow a certain line. Everybody knows. So power no any obio. So people will freely, willingly exercise their franchise. And one kobida na sebe upper hand be woman directed voting pattern no when you're 37. Na obi an obi nipa no bebrebe fi wo makomam ato where their conscience is guiding them. I can assure you
upper hand the mark Kennedy losing 2023.
Obi ani. Now when hune utterances na video no ko fire so omo estafe ballot e wo baby can show down. Yes. What if yes, and what can show down? So you need to know the circumstances and the situation that erupts into some of these unjust situations. And then president ni ho, vice ni ho, chief of staff ni ho, MP ni ho, minister ni ho, CEO ni ho, MC ni ho. Ato omo delegates no one more from one woman a campaign. Woman a nim chrome, woman a see the nipane cano. They will vote. And I know for a fact that they will not let their president down in waiting. And Kennedy temperament to me at this mantle because you just exhibited the same passion and excitement. And 37% in November 2023. They will double. Without any hand holding and pushing people, no, you see.
Because polls are do a lot of them seems not to favor him.
Now, Mpacha is a year Akufado with the Kaya. Year Akufado, Omkaso on your presidential. And now Yeti Adodo, and now Winnie, and now he say he served 8 years of this great nation called Ghana. The same polls, Akufado Yera Akufado you call campaign throughout the nation. He won.
Any Ghana, talking about
but within the delegates,
within the delegates,
even within the delegates, we will see the same pattern.
So against Legon 2007.
Yes, against all odds. Ira Wama, and we worked assiduously against our polls. Heavy hands. He became the president. And tell you this, young people know. Yeah, MPP na me ma wom 20 years plus hey baby pressure ne cause and away and obinum kakra bi ahye dem say we no the party hierarchy rejects.
So delegates are reject 2023 there no wo hwe 2026 there kakra na ba beka ho to make up the a bit 200,000.
Yeah, the basis.
Diana Emma delegates be against Kennedy Agyapong.
Yes.
Ebe this time round.
Oh, you can hear it from the voices and the experiences and the witnesses. And a baby Yakubia, baby to me kasa no. Oh, they even former member of parliament baby eka. So first no, na ye kaye or see a toma by chinchimi and sa. We story so it's all over the media. You can hear that person is not decisive. No,
so be a former member of parliament,
they
to be a former minister.
Decisive.
No, to make us say. Very decisive. But you catch them some talk be and went to be in an ass one talk where you're there.
Yeah, 2023 there was only one member of parliament who Yemame Morrison who was following Kennedy. Today, for our listener, I'm sitting here. I was working with
yes.
They were not decisive. They were very decisive.
No, position.
And not position. And your position as such, but for whatever reason it wasn't. And tied no assistant. And to make catchers and nipa war. So to this
how can these people be loyal to what I'm saying?
They are extremely loyal because Ubenya Kukudro. Now waba out abaka say now be to be a Roman Nija a Muslim. It is a choice, and they have boldly made that choice. It's a way and a yin.
Is it because you know baby or baby or to first? No,
politics. Obia when the reason me catch that will say. So we should 2023 and penny for kukudama ne di.
Okay.
Now we should the tide has turned. Na nipa a shed democracy. One more for one reason or two, and for security reasons, because any woman we are message 31st January, there will be joy in the camp of NPP.
Showdown,
and yes, showdown was, the connotation of showdown was obesity.
Okay.
It's a match, but we know pure organic joy. Me can wa ho brasimu say ye call rounder. We enye fake and staged. We ni panankasa na eba. Just 2 days ago, executive be me pesa me book chronicle. Eba out eba je microphone ka say, yeah me ye bo me pass and come ni di watem. But my dad when me
how?
Yes.
Oh how?
My video na bro.
Say executive of NPP. Say empenfo bo NPP bo na pass only Kennedy Agyapong atem.
Now we me wo video no ha me bro. Politics there. Anything kwesi uti we shiny obi wa ha on pewasam smear campaign. That's what it's called. If this is what part no are denigrated to there, that is dangerous. No, it is just one incident, my dear. This MPP is over 5 million people. See, that's a general statement. What can I say? Say party no say kwaku menu or what ekura me pesa mebodi. Okay. Are you waiting? You can generalize it. No. But you are taking commodity be across radio, TV so yeah man for say I am PR. No, I'm for be some say is it the JH Mensa NPP party? Yeah, na I'm for him na. Is it the Darocha party? Yeah, I'm for him na. It looks as if the party na ira kwai. Until you befa we fidie so ye in ma say be ne fi kakra no ye fa we fidie so ne aka kire party ma say to mane no emfa enkunimdie emma. We have to be moderate and we have to tamper our utterance. Me betina hey me mo bi edi me chia obi a eye ekuo internal contest say tibia out of the 5 ba ko benya me mpa eboni say yewura Kennedy ebenya nti wukona ukodidi Kennedy atem and I say ukodidi yewura Brian atem and I say uka bibi tie edutuma. How many votes is that going to add to your preferred candidate? Nti eyafutu I was a party mpanifo no na minim so omoye maybe I won't who TV so but if you be a mensa wo benya nkrofo asebe omoye recalcitrant, but the focus is to get a leader who will rally around the NPP flag, bring everybody on board against all odds. Usha bantama ka weni beji call bantama no kaza minya kumanya senso the ACB abesi ko biano yen kambo. It takes leadership. It takes leadership. And obia ego some enhano to tell it like it is. Maybe a between nka wa kwesida me ne enye but ne de ye pese kuo no ebegina say the air tete kono ebegina no. I don't want to tank when beji. Kennedy is winning against all odds. Kennedy is winning. I can tell you with humility. Sakwesi 31st January nyame ohata suri ebeton super guso. Kennedy is winning.
Okay, so obo adenta shi bamfa ko adenta.
No adenta na
yes almost yes so make comments go adenta party phone say omani anye party phone bi. But industry say also say adenta no because we be a contane the city member of parliament in T.
I know what I mean, my mentee, what I mean, they remove the euphoria of the supporters. But also, if you nitpick, that is taking messages out of the whole picture. Picture in adenta seat, you know, picture in ejuma, emranti and inkete say betuaba, adenta delegate omo 1,000. Yeah, pese munye enuma. Message, you know, unity. Message, you know, into me no, as a last me ba mo hey no be person next picky and I do as he says no. I don't do that kind of politics. I could see a pejuma, I could see a party ma. Dear Yampia, one more page, and the solution is found in here, Kennedy Agyapong.
Okay, it is so be South say. Honorable Kennedy Agyapong bet me Bawumia win other seats are NPP elozuye. But on one kasane constituency 2024 when me ama NPP win. So only that gravitas no bet me win other constituency only upper hand.
That is totally unfair. Only pan watena so 6 times 90 seats you lose Ghana and I'm 80 something from 169 and just a Kennedy ama seats in yelusu me lose me seat. So does that mean I am not competent enough to campaign? In politics you win or you lose. Dynamics, 2024 dynamics, so we are objective. We had a lot of things going against us. It's the CD, the people, the fatigue, and the whole dynamics, affected baby. And I said, was that Kennedy's fault? There are a lot of we still lost. So it's seats behind the dynamics. But Onipano, you cannot take that away from Kennedy. 6 times to hold a seat, a constituency for 24 years. That tells you he has staying power.
So can it be said
dynamics
constituency no a panel as a person, not because say bia or ye MPP tinana or moto demand.
It happens in a lot of places. May I use my place as an example?
Okay.
And Zema and your MPP stronghold.
Yeah.
Sometimes voters, they decide based on the person or party policy or both. And the dynamics are different. Maybe a candidate presented could have been a part of the issue. Maybe a dynamics, the whole economy issues, could have been that. But you cannot pinpoint, say, you were Kennedy, and that should be a reason because only gravitas. That is totally. And I think you were between the president. Walk on 98. Only you were for wenya. War about 2008 wenya. War about 2012 wenya. And some can say because and so 2016 so Kennedy no start there different. He cuts across
okay.
MPP, NDC, CPP.
So muye be a historical antecedent of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's electoral victory. Muye be ma former President John Agyapong Kufuor monne ko baako mienu eno di nkunim. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo say na aka mo de compressor.
Yes.
Adentina mo candidate among call the last presidential election. O person sana no muntimi continue the same history.
Wo kra na we ya no. Wo ma ya bo mudi nyina no yanko crown no obi awo. We went for a contest.
Okay.
It's a contest. Say the winning say 31st year na ye kwe.
Okay.
Into ko do na say delegate say wo na chinchina wo mo de oba. Nobody will dispute that. What we are saying is it's an open and fair contest. Yera Kennedy Walker, Yera Kennedy Agyapong Walker, Papa Educhum Walker, Penny Brian Walker, former vice president Walker. Obiensi will be akwai. Dynamics and what from no delegates in a betray over 200,000 people kasa. So what kind of say your quad your son you do see what they are and 1992 your candidate stolen verdict. So okay,
Adwoa.
And we conveniently one money Adwoa in Uncle 7 times. So it is not it is because the dynamics did not permit or Onya and Kobeko.
But the dynamics at a particular time.
Exactly, and they decided right now the man of the moment is Kennedy Agyapong. Bobians will be a coin. Man, this executives we are vet, Obika say, Wako BTC form. Everybody has filed and everybody is on the ballot and come 31st January. Delegates, be decide. But sentiments say based on your performance, and then enthusiasm, because you are more than 47 point something. You are delegates, they are very, very discerning. They near the potential of a 2 million and then you're fine gentleman. And you to me, and with power, the dynamics are different. I've been through it 5 times.
Okay.
So I know what I'm talking about. Mrs. Sesiano, 2026, 31st January, the man of the moment is Yera Kennedy.
Mama Falco screens, na me share about for WhatsApp message kakraya aba. Na everyone ma obet me respond to her. Na wa respond. Bi was also person who join the sanso obet me ejanisa. So quickly mama share okay. So these are some of the WhatsApp message. We say good morning Akwesi. In fact, Kennedy Agyapong is the hope for the NPP and Ghana as a whole, as mentioned by our next national women's organizer. Okay, let's support Kennedy to bring the party to power. Okay, Mama call the next one. We say good morning to my brother Akwesi. Kennedy Agyapong's job policy is simple: skills, SMEs, and the private sector. The plan is to expand practical skills training and apprenticeship, support small businesses with capital, and partner with private companies to create real sustainable jobs for the youth. From apprenticeship to ownership, that's the plan.
Amen.
Getting to Honorable Catherine Afeku. We say, good morning. My name is Eko Disoso, aka Okoto Rasta of Bogiase. Greetings to my brother Akwesi. A letter to the MPP. Hey, okay, as we head into the presidential primaries, let us be guided by wisdom. Even if you believe an opponent is not good enough, there's no political gain in tearing each other down. Perfect. One of the candidates will surely emerge victorious, but when that happens, What will you say if the others refuse to join you to campaign? Unity is not automatic. It must be earned through mutual respect. The next one. Okay. So we see, I was a good morning. Leaders like Kennedy Agyapong emerge once in a generation. He represents a new kind of leadership, bold, unconventional, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. His vision for job creation goes beyond promises. It is backed by a proven record of enterprise and action. The youth of Ghana are patiently waiting for leadership that creates real jobs, add values to our raw materials, and builds a productive future. This is a defining moment for delegates to vote not just for an individual, but for the future of Ghana. Engineer Gabriel Ansa, and so the Ednum. Well, see, good morning. Please ask Madam, how easy will it be for NPP to sell Kennedy to Ghanaians after he has won the primaries? The NDC will definitely use some of his past utterances against him. How are you going to refute that? Eti Derek Kumi Edwe Fiko Obama and Ode Ebayem. Then also say, hi, good morning. Please tell it's honorable traffic to advise her leader Ken to stop his followers from no Ken, no vote. If delegates vote for Ken and Bawumia are supposed to decide not to vote, how can MPP win? Okay, can we support? So what's the answer? No,
very good. So my mama said that's a very good one.
Okay.
Nyoma Abitram
okay.
Bakon was about say 2 years.
Yeah.
Now said the branch and canal no Ken, no vote. And na say
a company
manusum na so ekudi baby obey say. In fact, I'll see a useful platform way.
Okay.
Yeah, ye near fika krani who be pen e wo kru we mu. E cool bakon. Ena ye ko akensie na wo munyina esefata nti wo preferred candidate wo kwa turn attributes.
Okay,
turn attributes aka 19 days
the
obeka
ni su ne ban
any ade oba obeye nti 19 days aka MPP abusuako ye besre munua ba pani na ka say turn wo candidate and refrain from utterances ebeha your future campaign.
Well, see, I was a good morning. Bawumia did well. Looking for third term is not easy. It was first in kind. Ken is my brother and my choice. We are all from one family. Hashtag NDC governors back. Check MMDCs of all. Okay. Fatima Meko, the next one. So, it's a good morning because you see, Ken and his team, they have already known of their pending defeat. That's why Madam Afeku is deliberately saying if the delegates are not controlled or if rigging doesn't take place, let her understand that no one will rig the election in favor of anybody.
Yera Bennett, I mean, people they say Kameme region. And say, which year recorded what they were. There was no such word as rigging, and there was no everything that he's saying is his own imagination. Men baby and Yera, we are not worried about rigging, and because the committee, Yera, be quiet. Edano, so we be quiet.
Yeah.
Also, Joyce Edano, no. They have done a good job. Into the benefit, he is rather inflaming.
Okay.
Into no shaying a juma.
Good morning, Nakwasi. Please, the Lioness of Eku is an episode of fire to advocate the gospel according to Ken. Kennedy is a bold, pragmatic, kind-hearted, workaholic, patriotic, disciplinarian, and most especially honest leader. The 21st century Gen Z and youth needs an action and truthful leader who can promise and deliver, and His Excellency Kennedy will bring back the smiles of the youth. The Realms has ordained Kennedy for victory and nothing will stop it. Ken is the man of the moment. Sir Vanisha, a fear constituency, and also a free by. Honorable, you can talk great, but Ghanaians will never forget what Honorable Kennedy Agyapong have said in this country. Joe, okay. Please, were you not working with the ECG before move to Adult TV? Hey, there will be a bunch of ECG. Either Ken or Bawumia, and people will still lose 2028. 2024, how much is one bag of rice and fuel price? Emmanuel K. Vitesio Stakrade Efiokuma.
Emmanuel, so yes, our politics Yera NDC penny now. They've been in opposition. The fact that Abai was so interested, and I say, who Nisa and that's one say, a banana simplified analysis of
maybe he's trying to draw on the competence of John Mahama led NDC government. How many are put to the Abregana this year?
Akwesi MPP buy no cry na school year free no cry NDC was still making a campaign into politics in the dynamic. With the chance in crazy go to gum cry somebody will find fault with it. Into no need there
but good morning.
Simplified.
Fact about Asin Central Seat. The NPP candidate Mr. and who lost all police station in his hometown. The voters just didn't like the candidate just because he was an alien in the constituency. Thank you. Theophilus Asuman Amwako from Asin and
also when you na kai also o kan church we say dynamics no so we gina akansie ni bia if you o na obi owo ho so it has nothing to do with Kennedy obi which we are maintaining sitting for 6 times wakwa elections are winning he is electable and he's coming
in fact I'm impressed about this your question you asked. We did it for former President Kufuor. Nana Danko Kufuor. Why not Bawumia? Kwame Asante from Sefi Chano and also every
as a Kwame Deniano contest in Chinchim will be answered and Kobe into your call. You himself form for the Bekasa and one.
If you send tomato to the market and they didn't buy, you bring it home. The next day, if it's still hard, you send it again. But if it's rot, you won't send it. Hey, okay, Baba Zimbe, you see from Wild West. But say me yes, equity.
Tom Kennedy. Sesala. Wembele, baby, Kennedy.
Good morning, Ghana. In fact, the way things are going in Ghana these days, we need somebody like Kennedy Agyapong, not only to lead MB, but Ghana as a whole. From Steve Yeboah, they are also Ebaye. No, so I miss out.
We yam kai one more church na baby 50 bano. But about 90% of the comments coming resonates. Say the people are yearning for a leader who's courageous. David and Goliath Joshua, Caleb nom, Gideon nom, Pesa akukuduro for. Now on my need the point be probia sebe suit in the tie and David probio to be cut trenches. Now and summer walk so you can back it with action. Eba Ghana fope. Ebeba nyame dimu ahobrasimu a.
Oni makokre kumante.
Oh yes. Yes, my friend. And I said Jainya tourism former deputy tourism minister. Yes.
So there's a message from Makokre Kumante.
Yes.
To you.
No problem. I'll take it with a grain of salt.
Akwasi, I have been giving money to slap you. Is it true because I'm saying it? If they knew that the last election dynamics were different, influenced by some variables that didn't favor NPP, why are they blaming Bawumia alone for the defeat? Madam didn't use the word rig, but she suggested rig.
Okay, kwa no permit chia we no anka mkasa obekwa Afrima Nigeria DAB. Na we no na MPP enko ye nim. See, we overanalyze, pick on things. Nka okay kubai na we chia me wa ma me afishapa. And then we move on from overanalyzing a comment from somebody who sent a message. The most important thing is come 31st January. It will be free and fair. Obi okwa election bi ani botaye ne say obi wini. And abatuo no ne hyehyɛ ne so no e be transparent. Ukoka we ya o ma musio. Baby amigina na amigina. The election on the 31st of January, we are all looking to the committee to ensure it's fair, it's transparent, and the clear winner will be accepted by the rank and file of the party.
So far, okay.
Nasa mika bibi say na o be analyzing, na be point. Brofo never jobs ne mano. Tiero kreku. Calm down. After this competition, there will be cooperation, and we will work together post Mahama to secure victory.
Good morning, I am an NDC member, but please let me say this: MPP need to vote for Kennedy Agyapong. MPP needing more than any other thing 2 p.m. from Asante Mampo. So, Mushe and Shea committee, no, the election committee, the Joe Wise led election committee, they go and now I can say, Team Ken, are you satisfied?
bibia ni wa esikwan say dwuma omaye no chima bi wo ho. They spot everything and they fix it. We have to say thank you to Yamwa and Joe Wise and the entire team. No credit here back up. Now album no duplication. It is all part of administrative work. Omo yi ni na film and here says and macho for na yen for police for yen for yen crop for. They just brandished all that off. Okay. So far so good. Okay. Ballot printing no cry very transparent in your age na hoye shebi. Inti sebe nipa de oye nipa. It's a human institution. But juma ma ye be do ne. I don't think anyone will fault. The nanka shemu M1 with the leadership and astuteness of our former deputy speaker no me de na kwemu. Inti enye committee no na ekoto aba no. 200,000 plus for na ekoto no. One ma ye ready and they want their ballot to be protected and counted. Into every politician, every leader will focus on the nitty-gritty of the electoral process. Say, yeah, ballot box naba, time nearby naba, ya can ye the adequate say 100, or more to 80, 20 na can away. It's the electoral process. So what komuda? Well, we need be that. Well, we should be that. If you don't follow these processes now, and no na obi be jine kwanya kase, and it was unfair or fair. You just get your men and women to police the ballot. You get your men and women to be vigilant on the ground. You say don't catch away there, catch see him. Also, abano there be Afarijan. Abano ye winning wo polling station, and yet policy statement, and then your strong room. It is so be a kasa. Na oma comment say ye de ye need the chire committee na ye omadwuma de aka no ye wo polling agent ogina ho and na nipa no oboto aba so nobody will be obstructed or intimidated. Ni nyina ka political process no say enye kwaku ne kwame na ye general advice say ye nyina ye ni wo form 35 me come krom me come constituency akotena ho akohwe near the results in Aba. And if everybody who loves Ken should go home, say the Yesu no more call Bethlehem, ne Nazareth, cocaine, Monko fie, Monko Tina, na Momwa, ne emfa victory no emra. When he wins for MPP. So Ebimu raised this concern about certain utterances by Honorable Kennedy Agyapong in the past. Some party staff would be free say did to redeem him from some of those comments. Now, Omeki Ibifi said some was unpalatable, some was not necessary, some even cut against him. So we don't believe Dimwa. How are you going to exonerate him from all these tapes? And I like the tone you brought this question. A Christos Somfono. We had a Saul from Damascus, and he became Paul, and he wrote more of the Gospels than Omukrana Yesu Nuomo Etnen. So that was an example. Okay. Number two, Yura, President Muhammad Opeyichiano. Wonu, Yura Kennedy, Bante Biomunya Yakufoba, Mwase, excavator, Eddie Beku, then the Mire Fibro Floka, we will crash. There was some analogy be a sledgehammer. A sledgehammer. No put on sledgehammer warp caterpillar. That utterance could have created, it was an incendiary, but it did not burn Ghana. The third one, go to Abeya. Omampeni was here kase sebin previous resurrecting your madada and for the shito any dokono. There are comments others in the past have made, and it was even worse. But also who you won't eba. Now, because who jina salvos in the to be able to get mesre and party for to have a forgiving spirit. Don't throw the baby with the water.
Kennedy, forgive Honorable Agyapong some of the
there's nothing to forgive because nipa. Bible no kre 77 times 7 years. But my patcher say the noose they are putting around his neck should be objective. Say the focus is here petumio. And he said, Obi odi 2 minutes ebema. Now one kasana wo ekuo no no. Why ye wadwen say me mfa ne bibia why ye bia enya ema ne nka. Ono pe na ne den de obi a wo gina bia. De oso wanye bone da no. On to bo no emo no. This is the principle of MPP. We need to rally the forces together and focus. Why any of the kwa you bring to me? Any better is how you want be mukrano 2 minutes fiensa. So you need somebody who has the base or cut it across.
Okay.
Obia ehuna because Abranche we there. He's a no nonsense guy, but I know so in the look at 37. Military phone in one crowd.
But you know, say
some of these things will
be used against.
No,
that
is a blanket statement.
And you're within your party.
Yes.
From the your main opponent.
Media nipa and wedjuma. Memesre. So mukra media for when we make these emphatic statements, like something will be used. So we cannot be so emphatic. A campaign, a dynamism. When he gets this opportunity to lead the party, the rank and file. Okay. If you're being objective, from time we started campaign now we shall be seen now. A lot of work has gone on. And the way he would overreact, he's been very much focused on the goal. And we cannot discard, but we don't want it to be fetish. So wait and a coincidence. No, Kennedy has more to offer than what people are trying to use to draw him back. I am focused, and he is focused, and Ken team is focused on the goal. And the prize at the end is power. Power. Enye asori enye kwatiw enye den ho ofe ena do be kabro fu bebreyu e den na wo ye wo bodwo ase a banchi na efifiri wo ho no e de value be kan ho na me nua ba bia wakotu ni banchi no ono so benya bi. That is the pragmatic policy statement ayura eya eto akomaso obi ani wo fine no obi ani ho all five they will have enson, but we have to look beyond that and give a mandate to the person the people on the ground are yearning for. Omo mo wo from wo ko jomo omo se den wo ko choba omo se den wo ko fita for omo se den wo ko trotro for omo se den. The average Ghanaian is crying for Kennedy.
Listen. Dr. Mahmoud
na you say obi eno na chiro say after competition there will be cooperation. You were Kennedy nya
after competition
there will be cooperation. Kennedy nya he will be the first person to drive to Europe about campaign. I'm telling you, he is that kind of leader. You call 2023 beyond showdown or no?
Is it true?
Campaign.
In 2024. Is it true, sir, in 2024, on our Kennedy Agyapong man Crofobisika to do campaign against NPP?
It is a lie. And me American citizen. Me JMU sabi nipa 62,000 to aba wo munim NPP ND said the campaign. Oh yeah, to man your American no munim. Enye nkre. Do you have proof? Second day ko yi ni bottom sika no do party ya dina ko to BNI NID for the sake of the party. No be yi ni bottom sika say yen fan say your party. I mean, are we serious? I say ebi wo propaganda ni bi wo say wo tenase na wo hwe. Now we analyze this. Many we are discerning. No matter how games are no. Many wo akwesi. Sansam no. When you are sober and you reflect, you can tell it will be a person you mischief. Me na me do party. I me to me defend the party. Emma buy was so to me dem ko to cells 4 days. Emma nipa be gu abonten. Eki come say ye nyame. Na mako akensie. He performed better than any of our candidates for the first time in 2023. Na mako tenefi. Na me iska ama wa kwesi ko say me party. How? Oh, until you analyze it. So we object no anya emotional. You realize that smear campaign no amfa baby bebre o maye we nyina no it has been whittled to nothingness. We are focused. We want power. Yewra Mahama enkobio. Wo wia na chi no contest ne ascension ne success no ebe ti say ye dey 208 ya wo munwie no na achecha pansam nti say ye yenya akwenya we e the leader about 60% of the populace are saying or no the oba ye beto amana. Why do we want to miss that chance?
For the many years
power. That's all we want.
With the many years I was joining NPP, at what point the striker was say Honorable Catherine Afeko, it dawned on you said Kennedy Agyapong a bit me lead the NPP.
It was right after the election.
2024 election.
2024. You to abawi ya said call said the uncle ye na he picked the phone and called. Said you shouldn't be down. Party no achia na emu yenti
Kennedy Nefreo.
Me do me mamia wa phone. Called. Said Matisa wo ho no uncle ye you shouldn't be down. I didn't support Kennedy. You shouldn't be down.
In 2023.
No, I was with Alan. and it's common knowledge on my platforms. So, and he called. He said, Matisa Ohono Ankoye, you shouldn't be down. The party will reorganize into just calm down. I mean, that is a moment you need courageous leaders to tell you these things. That day, you know, I say, Obi Kra be man maybe or ye we branti or the party, you know. Then I put it on my freezer, say Dachi. So Okaso Bekubio. That was on the 9th of December.
Okay.
So Kaso Bekubio or send me to me because when I was down, when I needed that uplifting message, you know, he called. It was a message. So I say to me it was a message, and it was 1 minute 19 seconds. That was how important it was for me. I said, hey, Papa, what friend me? I just say, or dream. And I'm not the only one he called. Okay. I'm sure he called all those that everybody was expecting to have won. And see, that was the day I put at the back of my head. He said, you Kennedy Agyapong and my party. Now you need somebody with that kind of empathy and love.
So 118 of former parliamentary candidates. So what declare for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Ebo 108.
If I should list no dina ma o me hu names no.
Ba won 118.
Dabi me hu article na me patch say ya tro say 118 na ka ya listed him. Some me former MP.
Okay, so
na ka just say
MP near 276
and say you were 87.
And I'm 87. Okay.
Na 87 plus 118 is saying.
Okay.
Yanya math no. I don't want to denigrate any of my colleagues. The way be nuna, sa tangent when it will come back and bite you. No,
okay.
A free and fair election and freedom of choice.
Okay.
Into me dear, make Katrina Ablema fiku dear me working. My bomb ding, my back out. Into the 118 is one more war. Yeah,
but I say,
Emo Muding.
Honorable Katrina Feku, former Minister of Tourism, a member